Hello, my name is Fiona Stanton from Papercraft. Today I'm going to show you how to make this card using the Simply Elegant or Elegantly Stated suite and the Fine Art Gallery bundle, the Art Gallery bundle. So first of all, what I'm going to do, I've got some scrap paper here. I'm going to stamp my flower out so I can die cut that out. So what we do is a two-step stamping process. You can see I did it here. So we're going to stamp off with the larger image. Just put my finger in the ink pad. That doesn't help. I do that every time, don't I? Stamp that. With larger stamps, it's not necessarily about pressing hard because you want it to be a nice even image. It's sometimes about just leaving it on the cardstock for a little bit so it can soak through, the ink can soak through. Because sometimes, particularly photopolymer ones, if you squish them too hard and it's a word sentiment stamp, you can actually it distorts it a bit. And then this is the inner. So the ink I'm using is polished pink. So I've got this the right way around, yes I have. And then instead of stamping off, this just goes on. Now the great thing about this stamp set is that you don't have to be too accurate. Sometimes with a two-step stamping you have to be pretty accurate, but this one you don't have to be. And so that's how you can, with the one ink pad, get two tones just by stamping off. And of course, you stamp it off once, twice, 3 times, you get a fader and faded image, a more faded image, the more you stamp off. But it works quite nicely for this, right? So I do like to tidy up as I go along, otherwise I get confused. I have already punched out. This is the Elegantly Said punch, so that's what it looks like, and it creates this image. Nice pretty kind of label stamp. So I'm just going to stamp that in, what am I going to use? What do you think? I can't remember what I used. Was it Smoky Slate? I think it was Smoky Slate. I think that's Smoky Slate cardstock. I'm pretty good with most of Stampin' Up's cardstocks, but the greys do get me, I have to say. So I'm just going to stamp that down there for you. Yep, that looks to be the right colour. And put that away. So that stamp came from the Elegantly Said stamp set, and that's in a bundle with this punch. So you get the punch and the stamp set. I think it's about £34. I have all the links down below. I'm really useless today. Can't remember anything. So let's move these bits out of the way. We're going to do some die cutting and some embossing. Line that up. Should I risk it? I'll risk it. Normally I would use masking tape or some lightweight tape just to hold it down, but we will risk it today. We're being brave. We feel brave, don't we? Okay, so that's our flower, and now what I want to do is put everything away again. Tidy up as you go, always a good idea. As we are going to emboss this. This is with the Painted Texture 3D embossing folder. Again, it doesn't really matter if you get this one perfectly straight in the folder or not. Always put it hinge first. And whiz that through. So this is the Simply Elegant trim. There's a whole suite, so there's all sorts of things that come with this. So I'm just going to line up. So I've got the DSP and I've got the Smoky Slate cardstock. I'm just going to layer that up. This is quite a nice way of using just little bits of cardstock up and DSP up we're all about mat and layering, and it's a good idea to mat and layer because it adds interest. It focuses, because you've got the mats and layers coming in and in, it focuses the viewer to where you want it. But sometimes having a small mat can work just as well. So then a bit of tape on the back. One, two, three, four. And we're going to zigzag that down. It's a metallic trim, so it's a bit bouncy, I find. It's elasticated, yeah. Well, it's not elastic, mind you, but it just feels a bit more bouncy. That's the only way I can describe it. Just move it around until you're comfortable with where it is. Right. Don't know what happened to my card blank there, but never mind. So that's the embossed piece. The embossing just adds a nice little piece of interest to the card, really. I like it. I like the different textures. It makes it a bit touchy-feely, and we like that. We like cards that can engage on all sorts of levels, other than just the visual and the emotional. I think cards always engage emotionally, don't they? Particularly handmade ones. Even ones like Moonpig, actually, where they're not exactly handmade, but you've made them personal. I think they're nice as well. Always use your scraps up. This is me using up my edges to my stamping dimensionals. There is no waste. We know that, don't we? Excuse me as I waffle on. I'm quite a good waffler. I hope in September to be back to face-to-face classes. That would be quite nice. Then I can waffle and they can't escape. So you can just press stop and move on to the next video when I start waffling. When you're in class, you can't. And I've got this new craft studio. I only probably do 4 or 5 people at a time in terms of classes, but that's fine. That's quite a nice number. Get things done. Particularly I need to kind of make sure I clean things down and everything's washed. There we go. And I'm just going to attach my flower to the top of there. Should have done that while I was fiddling with that, shouldn't I? And I just want to just hook that around like that, and then that will get attached. I'll probably just attach that with glue, actually. Hope you don't mind me whiffling and waffling. There we go. Oh, actually, I think I might put a dimension underneath there, because I think the string is going to keep it up. I think that's what I found last time. So I think what I had to do, let's put a dimensional. There we go. Yeah, sorry, use a dimensional there. It's because the wire keeps it up so the glue doesn't adhere to the cardstock, because it's not close enough. It's good when you remember how you actually made your card. There you go. That's that card. Thank you very much.